So hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me here today. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Trish and I love talking about skincare, especially botanically driven skincare. And I also love to dive into actives when it comes to skincare. I also love talking about makeup, and today is one of those days. I'm going to be doing a full face of Saie Beauty. I don't think I have ever done a full face of Saie on my channel, although I have spoken quite a bit about Saie. They have a lot of products that I really do love a lot. So when I was getting ready for my day today, I realized I was pulling a lot of Saie products, so I figured I would just go ahead and sit down and get ready in front of the camera. So I think everything's gonna turn out to be pretty much exclusively Saie except for one product. And then just to let you know what is on my face today, I did my typical morning time skincare routine. The last product I have on my face is the In Beauty Extreme Cream. I am really loving this a lot. I did talk about this in a previous video, I think in my Sephora recommendations video. I will talk about this more later because I am really loving it and using it quite a bit. And then to prep under my eyes, I did use the Alpen Beauty Instant Bright Eye, and I am using this a lot, really enjoying it. It has ingredients in it to help with depuffing, and it also has a little bit of a peachy tint to it to help combat the dark circles. So I do have both of those going on this morning. I've got puffy eyes as well as some dark circles because I just did not sleep very well last night. So I am excited to get the Saie concealer on. And the name of this concealer is the Slip Tint Radiant All Over Concealer. But first I'm gonna put on their Glowy Super Gel. I've been talking about this a lot lately. I've just become more and more of a big fan of this as time has gone on. You put this on under your foundation or under your SPF, or you can mix it with your foundation. Now, of course, if you do mix it with your SPF, you might be tinkering with the efficacy of the SPF, so just keep that in mind. And I want you to notice that this is a glass bottle, so it is fully recyclable. So there is a little plastic container inside that houses the actual product. So you can pull that out when it's empty and then throw that in the garbage. And as I mentioned in my previous empties video, you could take the cap and then this pump to something like TerraCycle or the Nordstrom Beauty Cycle program that they have, and then put the glass in your curbside recycling. So anyway, let's show you what this looks like. It's a beautiful gel, and I actually think that even though it looks like it's full, I'm getting pretty close to the end of it. So that's the color there. And this is described as a warm golden bronze. I also have a mini of their Star Glow, and I'm just gonna compare those two for you so you can see them just in case you're curious. So obviously this is Sun Glow, this is the warm golden bronze, and then this is the Star Glow, and this is the champagne color. So you can see the two there. And this is just a beautiful texture, really, really creamy. All right, so now let me go ahead and get this on my face, and what I do is I just usually do a couple of pumps onto the palm of my hand. And I do have a mirror down here that I'm gonna be looking into just a little bit every once in a while. And you can just see that it starts to enliven up the skin, gives a little bit of glow. I do tend to just pat a little bit on the lids and under the eyes, and then just a little bit on the neck as well. And you can see it's pretty subtle. It's nothing over the top. I could probably use a little bit more, which I'm going to do. So hopefully you can get a sense of the warmth that it's providing and that my skin just looks a little bit more alive. I am going to pull my hair back, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply their Sunvisor to my face. I don't think I've ever used this on camera. So this is a tube that has a pump on it, and this is a serum, oil, moisturizer, and SPF all-in-one. This has an SPF of 35 that comes from zinc. There is a little bit of titanium dioxide, although I think it is one of the very last ingredients, so I don't know if it's technically providing any SPF, so I do believe that the zinc oxide is the active ingredient in this particular sunscreen. And this really does feel like skincare going on your skin. There's aloe in it, grapeseed oil, there's also vitamin C in here. There's bisabolol, which comes from chamomile, so that's very soothing to the skin. There's also licorice root extract, and there's also iron oxides in here, which gives it a little bit of a tint. And the iron oxides do help protect from blue light. So let me show you what it looks like on the back of my hand. And you'll see it kind of has that sheer golden finish, which on the skin is quite dewy. And you'll get a sense of that once I put it on my face. And let's go ahead and do that. So I usually do 2 pumps and just put it onto my face like I would a moisturizer. Now I really focus above my lip because that's where I tend to get melasma, my little freckle mustache, I lovingly call it. And then make sure I get it just all over. And it feels really nice putting it on your skin. It really does feel like skincare. Feels kind of like an oil-based sunscreen that smooths over the skin very easily. No tugging, no pulling. Just feels really, really beautiful. Now, I don't know if you can tell how glowy and dewy it is, but in real life, it's a little more dewy, little more glowy than I actually want it to be. So I'm gonna do something to kind of mitigate that. But before I move to the next step, I forgot to mention that this only comes in one color. There's just this one tint, and it's this sheer golden, pearly, glowy finish. So in terms of it working for different skin tones, of course, I can only speak to myself, which is light, medium, olive tone skin. On the website though, they have 3 models. They have a white model, they have an Asian model, and then they have a black model with deep skin tone. So at least on the website, it looks like it's supposed to be universal, this color, if it's actually true with no filters. This product looks beautiful on the black model that they have there. It looks like it blends in really nicely, gives this really nice glowy, dewy finish on her skin. So hopefully that really translates in real life. So if there are any of you out there with darker skin tones and you have actually tried the Saie Sunvisor, please do let us know down below if you had a good experience with it, a negative experience with it. Just let us know how you feel about it because it would be great to know. So moving on, the next product I am gonna use is the Saie Concealer. This is their new Slip Tint Radiant All Over Concealer. They do have 25 colors, and I feel like if you are interested in checking this out, their website is very easy to navigate and they make it really easy to find out what color would be good for you. This number 7 is for light to medium with golden olive undertones. I wasn't necessarily planning on getting it, but when I saw that, I thought, you know what, they're speaking my language with the olive undertones, so I really wanted to give it a try. Now I have to say, I really have been reaching for the Tower 28 concealer more frequently than this one, just because I know that I love that Tower 28 one so much. So this is sort of a first impression in a way. I think I've only used this twice now, so let's give it a go together. I'm gonna be pretty liberal with this product since I am having a lot of the dark circles. Since I don't have one of the foundations from Saie Beauty, the concealer here is going to be acting like that for me. So obviously I've got it under my eyes, but I think I'm going to be stretching it down as much as I can and probably adding a little bit more to give me a little bit more coverage on my face. So we're just gonna kind of play with it as it goes. So I just kind of want to tap under my eyes because I don't want to lose that pigment. And I really do think that it is a good color match for me. I think it's blending in with my skin tone quite well. I might just add a little dot of this concealer. Maybe we'll do 2 and then right here. And I think that this is going to be just fine without any kind of a foundation. Just using this concealer. And I'm just gonna use this is that It Cosmetics brush that I love so much. I'll definitely link this down below. And then I'm gonna use this fluffy side now to blend it all in. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I think that it's giving a really nice skin finish. I think on camera, it looks a little less dewy than it actually is in real life. So I'm gonna tell you what I normally do. Make sure this is blended well in the hairline. So what I normally do, just on a daily basis, if I'm not gonna be using concealer. So concealer isn't something I necessarily do on a daily basis, but If my dark circles are really pronounced and I feel like I just want a little bit more coverage, then I will reach for concealer. But on a daily basis, what I like to do is either just reach for that Elta MD tinted moisturizer, which I've really been liking, or what I also really like to do is use the Saie Sunvisor, and then I will reach for my Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base, and you're gonna see how much love this thing gets. So I have Hit Pan, and I probably will need to replace this in probably the next month or so. And I already have a backup waiting for me. And then I use this old school Eco Tools Kabuki brush. I think I've had this thing for definitely 10 years, probably more. Just swirl it around, kind of tap off the excess, and then I will just go over my whole entire face with this, just very lightly, because I don't want to have any kind of a matte finish on my face. That's not the point, is I don't want a matte finish on my face. I just want it to be a natural skin finish. But I'm not gonna do that here today. What I'm gonna do instead is use this brush here, and this is from the Iredale by Morphe collection. And you used to only be able to get this brush in a full set at Ulta, but now I believe you can get this in as a single brush, which is amazing because this brush I absolutely love. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to swirl this around here and then just place it where I want to, like I said, kind of mitigate that hyper dewy effect. So I'm just gonna do it around my eye, and then just kind of around my nose, and then just a little bit on my forehead here. And this brush is just perfect for that. Just absolutely love it. So I'm just gonna do that for the time being. The other thing that's nice about this Jane Iredale Pure Pressed Base, and my color is Golden Glow. The other thing that's really nice about this is it has SPF 20, I think. Might be like 21 or 22, but definitely SPF in the 20s. So that's also something that's really nice when I do use these two together all over my face. It gives me that added protection for SPF. So let's go ahead and move on to bronzers. This is the Saie Sun Melt. This is a cream balm bronzer, and I have the color Light Bronze. And it comes in 6 shades, so they have a great shade range in these bronzers. So I think this is a really good shade match for me. It has a creamy texture. It's really easy to blend. So I don't have any of the Saie brushes, so I'm going to use the Merit brush and just tap this in here. And I'm gonna just start putting this all over. This bronzer is super easy to blend. And I'm just gonna tap it to start with. It's one of those that's pretty foolproof, really hard to mess up. I'm gonna brush it under my neck to make sure things are staying pretty even here. And I feel like right away you can see that it is helping to wake my face up. Because like I said, I just did not sleep that well last night. It's just been one of those weeks of just not getting the best sleep. And I apologize, I keep looking in the viewfinder over here. I'm using that as a mirror as well, but I gotta remember I do have my mirror down here that I can use. And I am going to use this on my eyelids because Saie at this point does not have anything for the eyes except for mascara. So I'm gonna be using this bronzer, I think, as my only eye product, at least on my lids. So got that going on my lids. And I think I'm gonna just stop there in terms of bronzer because I still have blush to use. And I do have the new colors. I have Sweetie, which is a neutral pink, and then Cutie, which is a dusty rose. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna show you both of these. So this is Cutie, the dusty rose, and this is Sweetie, the neutral pink. I think I'm gonna put dusty rose kind of up higher here, and then I'm gonna put Sweetie, the neutral pink, on the apples of my cheeks. So let's go ahead and go for that. Here I am going in with Cutie, the dusty rose, and I'm gonna put this on the tops of my cheeks here. And a little bit on the top of my nose. Let's go ahead and blend that out. I'm using my favorite Sephora brush. This is the Sephora 56 brush. And I love using this for cream blushes. And I'm just gonna stamp this out because I feel like these particular colors tended to blend out pretty easily. And that's one thing that I will say about the Dew blushes. These are made to be, well, they're liquid creams. I don't even know if I mentioned that. These are liquid cream blushes with a chunky doe foot applicator, which you saw. They are lightweight, and when you apply them, just sort of like one layer, it's gonna give you a natural tint, which I'm sure you can see there. So that gives a real natural tint, but then you can get a deeper build, which let's go for that. I'm putting quite a bit on here. Let's get that deeper build so that you guys can see that. Wow, yeah. So deeper build coming. And I am, like I said, since I don't have any eyeshadow, I'm gonna do maybe a little bit of that blush draping, kind of get that over onto my eyelid. It's a very pretty color. I haven't really played with this one that much. I think I've just done it with a very, very light hand, but I kind of like the deeper build. Like that expression, the deeper build that Saie uses. And I really like how it's looking, bringing it up onto my lid. I think that's really pretty. So just in and of itself, I feel like I could just leave that. But what I will do actually is I don't like how I got it down here. So I'm just going to take the brush that I use for the concealer and just kind of get rid of that a little bit. I'm gonna do some more blending, but I just didn't like how that got too low. So now let's go with Cutie, the Dusty Rose. Is that right? Yes, no, oh my God, see, I'm already so confused. We're going with Sweetie, the Neutral Pink. I'm telling you, these names are kind of killing me here. So I'm just gonna go on the apple of my cheek. We're gonna see what happens here. Although I will say, I do like just having Cutie, the Dusty Rose, just along, you know, the high points of my cheek, blending that into my lids as well. I really do like that look. But let's see what happens when we get Sweetie going on here too. All right, so Cutie is added on top. Pretty subtle, so why don't I just add a little bit more just so that you all can see what that looks like. And maybe I'll put Cutie on my lips, because that's the other thing. I don't have any lip products from Saie. So I'm gonna use the Dew blushes as my lip product. So I'm gonna bring this over my nose so we get a little bit of that pinkiness over my nose. All right, so I do like that. And let me just show you again. Back of my hand here. Have to look at my notes. Cutie is the Dusty Rose. Sweetie is the Neutral Pink. So that's what I've got going here. The Dusty Rose along my cheeks and then the Neutral Pink on the apples. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of blend this out a little bit more so you don't really see where my blush is beginning. All right, so I think that's good. And here I'm showing you some comparison swatches of other Saie Dew blushes. So down here is Peachy, up here is Rosy, and over here is Poppy. So you can see that in the middle here is Cutie, and that is the Dusty Rose. So Cutie and Rosy are pretty similar. I just think that Cutie is a little darker and maybe a little bit browner, but they're really similar. But I do think Cutie is a little bit darker. And then here we have Sweetie, that's the Neutral Pink. All right, so the next thing I think I'm gonna do is I don't have the Saie brow, I don't know if it's a brow gel or a brow pomade. Both of them are tinted in some way. That's not usually something I go for, so I wouldn't really be getting their brow product anyway. So I'm just going to brush my brows, which is my daily routine. So So got that taken care of. And let's go ahead and put on this mascara. I'm just gonna go in a little bit closer so you can see what the blush looks like and how it panned out on my lids. I think it's pretty well blended. It's just more of a hue and a tint, more so than an actual shadow. So I'm gonna bust out my little compact mirror here to get my mascara on. And just to let you know, they call this their Mascara 101. And I realized I didn't show you what the brush looks like, so I already stabbed myself. Oh my goodness. So I'll give you the close-up of the wand in just a moment. And even though I'm already kind of like stabbing myself a little bit, oh my God. I gotta clean this up. This is just me and the user error not being in my normal mirror. I think I'm not going to use this compact, and on the left-hand side, I'm going to use the other mirror in front of me so I can do a better job. But that's just one coat. All right, now I'm going to use the mirror in front of me for the second coat. I think I'll do a better job. Hopefully you can see in the camera. Yeah, this is really nice. I remember liking this when I used it, and I just have the mini, so I kind of forget that I have it. But I actually really do enjoy the effect of this mascara. I might need to get a full size. And what I do like is, I'll show you in just a second, it has that little like burr like tip, so it makes getting these lashes on the end a lot easier. Much easier for me putting my mascara on in front of this mirror rather than trying to do it with that compact in my hand. So that's 2 coats, and then this is with nothing on. I'm gonna quickly put mascara on my left eye. So overall, I really love this mascara, and I'm actually glad I'm filming this video where I pulled everything from Saie that I have, because honestly, I did forget about this mascara because, like I said, this is the mini. It's easy to forget when you have the travel size or the mini sizes, and I had to go digging for this. So glad that I found it, so glad that I still have it, because I actually really love how my lashes look. So I think I said this while I was putting this on, I think I might have to get the full size of this. Even though I've got quite a few mascaras going, I think I might get this because they do have it in brown now, and I'm really liking brown mascaras. So maybe I'll have to pick up the full size of this in brown. So I'm just checking my notes here, and I'm making sure that I have everything covered that I actually have from Saie, which I do. So now I just want to go ahead and put something on my lips. So I think I am going to do Sweetie on my lips, which is the neutral pink. And we're just going to see how this looks. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if I like the neutral pink. So this might be a little bit too light for this look. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it is working. Actually, now that I'm sitting with it for a minute, I think it does look nice. I think it is pretty complimentary, but I am really curious to see what Cutie looks like on the lips. And I think I might just put it on top since it is darker. Let's put that on top. And I have to say, these actually feel really good on the lips. I've never put the dew blushes on my lips, and these feel amazing. So this is also a nice discovery. Yeah, I like this color on the lips. As far as working with this particular look, I think I might like this one a little bit better. I think this one might be a little bit more flattering with this overall look, especially with the blushes, but you guys let me know which one you prefer. So this is it for my full face of Saie. I am so glad I did it. I really like how this turned out. This is definitely a very natural look, kind of that no makeup look. I have SPF on, which is wonderful. I feel like my skin is very cared for. It feels very nourished. I love the fact that they have beautiful skincare ingredients in their products. So overall, I feel like this is a really big hit in terms of how my makeup looks. And like I said, just very natural, feels like I could just go out and run errands, go meet a friend for lunch and not feel like I'm totally overdone by any means. And a couple of reasons why I'm really glad that I did this video is realizing that these Saie Dew blushes are amazing on the lips. Like, I really love how this feels on my lips. I'm really curious to see how it wears throughout the day. I can leave a comment down below just to kind of give you guys an update how this wore throughout the day. I'm also really happy to rediscover the Saie mascara. Really loving how my lashes look. Even though I had a little bit of a rough go using my compact with the mascara application, that really doesn't have anything to do with the mascara. That's more of the user error. What else can I say? I mean, everything else I've talked about a ton on my channel, and you guys already know that I love these products. I would say probably I don't talk a whole lot about the Saie bronzer. This is something that I really love, and I know that I need to reach for it more. I've actually had this for a long time, probably going on a couple years, and it smells perfectly good. It actually smells really good. So I really do feel like these products have very good longevity. I've had these Saie Dew blushes for years and they're still really good. So anyway, big rave for the Saie products that I used here today. What are your favorites from Saie? I would love to hear if you have any other recommendations from Saie. I'm actually really interested in their Glow Sculpt. I would love to check out Quartz Glow or Bronze. I don't have any of their lip blurs or their, what is it, their Glossy Bounce. I think that's what they call their lip glosses. So if you all can report back on what your thoughts and feelings are about those products, I would love to hear about that. But yeah, overall, super happy with what I have from Saie, and I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would do so, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.